Welcome back to Loft by Lift Tech. Today's February 2nd, about 1:30 in the afternoon, 47 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius. We're in the backyard apiary, checking on these three hives. I still have to turn this hive around. This was the cutout hive that we did up north of Indianapolis here this late August, and then our two original hives. I don't see any bees flying out, but there's a lot of dead bees on the landing boards, so we're going to check those out. If they're still alive, we'll add some sugar to them. Sometimes what I do is I just put my ear up to the hive and listen if it's too cold to get into them. But today the sun's starting to pop out. It's supposed to be 63 degrees tomorrow, so it's a good day to check the hives. We're going to start here. We're going to head over to the garden apiary and then hit the mechanics apiary and get all three of these done in one day. Okay, so I'm going to start on this first hive here. I got this tool last year at the Honeybee Expo, the 2024 Honeybee Expo. You can see all these, we got some dead bees on the landing board here. Slide those out, but sometimes you just reach this in and there's a lot of bees in there. Yep. Pull out. This reaches all the way in. You just grab and just keep pulling out. That way you can clear your landing board and your entrance here. Sometimes you'll get some live bees coming out. You stir them up, but I don't know. No live bees yet. So, pop this open real quick. I did not listen to the hive first. A lot of times like I said, I'll put my ear up to the hive and see if I hear anything. Pop right into it. Let's see what we can find. Not hearing anything. It's pretty light, but it is 3 deeps and a medium. So, oh yeah! Look at those bees. Let's see if I put those on camera here. I got you pointing a little bit low. Let's move around here. We got lots of bees. So let's readjust our camera angle. And I'm just going to take a quick peek here. All these up here so high. I have to give them some smoke. Yeah, this is definitely, let's see what this weighs here. I really don't want to bust up the cluster too much. It is going to be warm tomorrow, but it looks like this outer frame might be empty. Yep. We can break this free without squishing bees. Be ideal. They're all over me. I think, yeah, there's still some honey there. I can see them. I'm going to pop this here. We got a good cluster there too. Yeah, it's really light down below, but I can feel it's pretty heavy up top here. Pop this next one too, just to get the top off. Oh yeah. Some good weight on that. I'm still going to put some sugar on this one though. So I'm going to grab that real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, so what I did on this one is I put newspaper down and then I put this queen excluder on to help give a gap here, you know, like a feeding shim. And then what I'm going to do is I have the inner cover here, and it's got a small gap on this side, but it's got a bigger gap on this side, so I'm going to just flip that over like so and put it on like that, and I'm just going to sweep these bees off the top. I should sweep them this way so they go to the entrance, and then I can put my cover back on here. Make sure it's clear, because these bees aren't going to be able to get back in the hive. There we go. If I trap them up top here, they wouldn't be able to get back in. So I got them all riled up here. I'm just going to seal this back up. And what I'm hoping to do in the spring is separate this into 2 hives. We'll take the medium and the inner deep, maybe even 3 hives depending on how many bees are in it. So we're going to check in the last hive and then we'll move on to the garden apiary. Okay, on this outer hive I was cleaning out the bottom board and I got some live bees coming out. Stirred them up a little bit. So I'm just going to pop open real quick, see how it goes, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I popped the top on this one and it's a heavy hive. Bees are doing really well and you can see how much they're coming out now. I stirred them up, made them a little mad. So I'm going to close this up and we're going to move on to the garden apiary. I'll catch you over there. Okay, so it's 2:30 in the afternoon now, Sunday, February 2nd. We're over at the garden apiary. First walked up here, we can see we have good bees here on the Apiaries hive. That's one I was concerned with for the fact that we had trouble with the queen because I had put the simple comb on this hive and trapped the queen in the upper box, not realizing it, and then cleaned it all out, came back, and we did have a queen after a couple weeks. So I'm very happy that we have this many bees flying around. The other 2 hives, I'm not seeing too many. I did see some bees on this hive when I walked up, but I'm not seeing many right now. So we'll see what comes of this here. I'm going to go into the Apiaries hive real quick first and then hit the other 2 and see if we need to add any feed to them. All right, stay tuned. Okay, I just popped the lid on the second hive here and you can see through the screen here there are just a ton of bees. Lots of weight on this hive still, so I'm just going to put the lid back on and we'll let them take care of themselves. And this box, you can see here, let me back up here. I'm just going to push on this. You can see there's some good weight there. Like I said, we're only 6 weeks until spring. Punxsutawney Phil came out and said 6 more weeks of spring, you know. So we'll go with that. Although reading an article says he's been correct only 35% of the time over the last 20 years. So we'll go from there. But these bees are looking good here. I'll move over to the last hive and we'll move on to the mechanic apiary. I couldn't hear the bees through my suit. Trying to listen on the lid before, because you can see here, they propolized the lid completely shut with this little screen on top. And we have a nice cluster of bees, lots of bees on the inner cover here. I just got to check for weight here, and for me to do that I just do the tilt test, as they say. You know, sometimes the boxes are stuck to the there's a lot of honey in this box, so we're not going to put any sugar on this hive here. I did put a little bit on the Apiaries hive, and I'm just going to close these up before they fly off. There we go. Apparently I forgot to strap this one back the last time I was here. We will get her all strapped shut here and then move on to the mechanic apiary. So stay tuned for that. This was just a short checkup. Again, 3 hives out here at the garden apiary. And you can see he's covered his garden. Zoom out. He's got some tarps down here, lots of water sitting on top, so the bees will have a quick source of water on these warm days. Like I said, it's supposed to be 63 degrees tomorrow, and you know, it won't be long before things start popping up. We'll start getting some fresh pollen in the hives, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. We'll meet you out at the Mechanic Apiary. Okay, welcome back. We are now out at the Mechanic Apiary on Sunday, February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. My initial approach here, you can see we have bees flying out of the right side here. Now again, this is that 4x4 frames, so we got 12 on this side, 12 on that side, and this is from the Michael Palmer video that I watched a few years ago. Built these boxes. This is the only place I'm using it this year, because I had transferred everything into 10 framers for the most part, except for those 3 5-framers. I got a 5-framer on the end there. I had one at the Madison Apiary and one at the Farm Apiary. The one at the Farm Apiary did not make it. The one at the Madison Apiary did so far. And now we are here. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. It's 51 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius. So it's warming up a little bit. And so we got a lot of activity, as you can see here. They're getting full sun. It looks like it's been sunny here for a little bit. So I got a little windbreaks here, as you can see. I want to improve on all this next year if I have the time. You know, you have to balance all your energies when you're you know, working and beekeeping as a hobbyist. Not quite a sideliner. But things are good. You know, this is, you know, down the road whenever I retire from my job, that I'll probably keep bees on the side to make some spare income. So it's been good. But we're gonna look at all these bees. I haven't walked around to the front here. I can't really tell if this hive here is working. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. If there are any bees in that one. All these bees I see flying are coming from the back side of the 4-framers. See if I can shorten up my, so you can see right here, lots of bees there. So let's get over here and see. Looks like we have a bee on the 5-framer, so there might be something there. I don't see anything coming out of these. Now this one here was getting robbed out big time, and you can see, looks like some animal might have came in here and tried to get in to the hive. So we'll check these out. I got new bottom boards at the Honeybee Expo this year. And then this one here is rotted out too. So I'm going to replace those in the spring, and we'll see how things go. But stay tuned. So the 5-framer is looking great. That's where these bees are flying around it. But the second hive here, as you can see, looks like we have a dead out. It's just going to be a quick inspection here. I'm just going to check and see if it was a food issue or a cold issue. It's usually pretty easy to tell. There's plenty of honey in this one. You can see here all this honey, so my guess is they just got too cold. They had too few bees, so they couldn't generate the heat needed when it was so cold out a few weeks ago. It's really unfortunate. You can see all those dead bees bouncing around there. So I'm going to finish looking at this and move on to the next one. All right, good news on this next one. We have live bees. You can see them here. Now I just have to see how much food they have. What I might end up doing is taking that box there and adding food over here, depending on how full this is. I haven't done the tip test. Yeah, it feels pretty good. So I'm just going to check these real quick and get in and out. Stay tuned. Okay, so what I did on this one is I took the honey from this hive that was dead and pulled it over here and put it on this hive. They're not super light, but I don't know if there's enough food there to last another 6 weeks. So having this extra box of honey, which it's It's probably 2/3 full of honey. I mean, that dead area was in the middle here, just a little bit in the front. So, or the front. So what I did is I rotated it around and stuck the honey side up on this here, because the cluster, where the cluster was, and then we'll see if they venture up. But hopefully they'll populate these boxes in the spring, and I'll be able to make a split here and repopulate this hive, which would be nice. So we'll move on to these other 3 or 4 that we have left here. Like I said, I'm expecting this next one to be dead, for the fact that it was this one here, the fact that it was getting robbed out, and then hopefully that next one's alive. And then of course we know the 2 4-framers are alive. Lots of bees coming out there. I just got to check for weight, so stay tuned. Okay, as expected on this hive, I had some dead bees already on the inner cover up here. I put some newspaper over the hole, and they were chewing through it and whatnot. We got a lot of dead bees up here, and I don't hear any bees in the hive. So, as expected, I think this one got robbed out completely. This is that one I showed you back in October they were just going nuts. So let's just pop a frame out here. Yeah, this is gonna be completely empty, which is good. You know, you can see how it's all chewed up, robbed out. Let's get another frame here. Make sure it's in the camera view. You can see that. So looks like we started to get a wax moth here, but the cold must have killed it. So that's great. I'll come back in a few weeks, get this box and bring it home and fix this stuff up. See what home is salvageable and what needs to be re-waxed and start fresh. Let's see how light as can be. Yeah, it's completely robbed out, as expected. So I was expecting 2 losses here, this being one of them, and I thought the 5-framer might not make it, but luckily it did so far. So it might get all these frames when it's time. So move over here to the next one. Haven't seen any bees fly out of this one yet, so keep our fingers crossed. Okay, I haven't cracked this one open yet. Haven't seen the bees fly out the front yet. I have rocked it a little bit, and it is heavy as heck. So it's full of honey. So either the bees are alive and doing well, or they died early and all their stores are ready to be used by another hive. Let's see here. Oh wow, there's your reveal. That is lots of bees. You can see that right there. So we're just gonna seal that right back up and be happy. This is what you want to see as a beekeeper. You know, you gotta go through the losses, and those are small disappointments. And then you get these moments like that, and that is just so thrilling to see. That the bees are just doing awesome. Such a heavy box, so hopefully they know where the food is here, and they're not going to cool down and miss out. But that is just an excellent box. What we want to see. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 here. We have the one that got robbed out as a dead out, and then the other. And I'm just going to check these last 2, and we'll be right back. Okay, so this side of the 4/4 is in better shape than the right side, but I think they're just up at the top. The right side, the bees were down further, so I've put some sugar on top. I'm going to do the same thing here real quick. Seems a little light, but I don't think it will hurt. So give them just a little supplement feeding here. So when I do that, is I just lay that down, put the sugar on top like that. I'm going to small spot. Give them 2 cups of sugar, which isn't a lot of sugar, but should be enough to supplement. I can see a lot of honey in that hive, so I'm just gonna get those bees down there, because when I put this lid back on, sugar is going to fall down into the hive some. I don't want to squish the bees into it. There we go. Yeah. Now one bee right there between. Let's see if I can get them out. Oh, there's 2. Get out of there. There we go. One more. There we are. Whoa. Snag something there. Okay. So that gets those back together. And I'll put this lid back on. So. And then I'll strap it back on. I had some poison ivy growing up this tree here. So now it's cold out and the leaves are dead, I just ripped it out of the ground and we'll get rid of that. But I also want to make mention that this is the mechanic apiary, and unfortunately he had a heart attack in December and passed away. And I just want to remember Howard. Thank you for everything. Let everyone know that Howard's such a great guy. His family misses him. We all miss him. This will always be his apiary. And I'll just keep on managing it until the family tells me not to. And they're curious. They've come out a little bit, but they don't like getting stung. So, but they do enjoy the bees. They love it out here. So there's a lot of acreage here. All these properties are 10-acre properties. We got a big field back here. It's just a great place to keep the bees. So thank you for watching Bee Loft by LibTech, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much.